Um, All right, we're going to go on and get started. And I want to get started with our brand new executive. Miss Janice, would you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Janice Willett Robinson from Bowie, Maryland. I guess my background is in IT. I work for corporate America and the government, and just looking forward to starting something new. Um, I have my son, I live with my son, Jared. My husband recently passed in 2024, so I'm widowed. Let's see what else. Yeah, stop there.
All right, all right. We actually had an opportunity to meet. She went to the play, which she was on our bus, and actually enjoyed the play with us. And I gotta ask you, Miss Janice, what was your impression of the play?
I couldn't figure it out until I had to do an intermission. I Google because normally I don't research what I'm going to see because I don't want them to tell me too much. But I thought it was just me, and I'm just like, am I missing the point of this? Um, so I couldn't figure out where they were going with it. And when I did a quick Google, I was like, okay. Then it became apparent after intermission also.
I wish I had thought to Google it because I was just sitting there and I was like, man, I should have read the book because I don't know where this is going. What in the world, the way it started and everything. It was
Exactly.
entertaining, but it was just
Right.
a little difficult to follow if you didn't
Right.
know what was going on. And
Exactly. I wasn't
so,
sure where they were going. I was like, who is the main character at this point?
right, right.
Yeah.
Is he coming? Is he going to
Right.
come on?
Where
Are
is
we
he?
talking about it? Where is he? And so,
The main character was a myth, a legend.
a legend.
Us. But it was interesting. But I enjoyed the everybody on the bus and just get meeting new people. So I enjoyed that just as much or more than the play. So
I'm telling you, I
it
did
it
too.
was a
I
fun
did
time.
too. I did too. I did too. Michelle McDaniel, I know you were on our bus as well. And I know you and Mike had a great time. You looked like you had a great time. We ate at the same restaurant. What was your opinion of the play?
And I would echo that same sentiment. I think everybody was kind of like, okay, what's going on here? And but yeah, it was interesting. It was good, and just being out the fellowship and everything, it was great.
Yeah, it was a great day trip, a bus trip to New York, and we got it all done, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, our bus driver was great, and I mean, everything was it was a beautiful day. It wasn't too hot. It was a little chilly, but not too chilly. And so we all had a great time, and looking forward to doing it again. So thank you, Miss Janice, for going, and thank you, Miss Michelle, for going. And we look forward to doing it again. We're going to put something together, collaborate, and all of us put something together. Maybe to go to New York, a bus trip to see Noah, or maybe a bus trip to Hershey Park or something like that. But we're going to put something together where we can.
Proof is a good one to look at. I'm thinking about going to see that Proof
Oh, really?
with
Okay.
Don Cheadle and the young lady from I forgot her name, but it's one that's on Broadway now to July.
Oh, wow. Don Cheadle is on Broadway. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, we may have to look into that. And maybe we may look into a train ride instead of a bus. So at any rate, we're in travel, so we can put it together and do it. So awesome, awesome. All right. Well, we're gonna go on and get started with
You
our
ain't asked me,
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr.
but
Nick
that's
Brown.
all
I'm
right.
sorry, King. I
I,
am so
I
sorry.
was the only one that got it. Normally, I go to plays, I fall asleep,
Right.
but I was on top of that from probably the second scene, kind of real. When the gentleman came in, I don't know what his name was, but he was dressed like Clint Eastwood. Once he started talking in there, I picked it up, and he said he had been gone for 7 years. So basically, y'all consider the theme of 12 Years a Slave, and it's kind of like it was a spinoff of that.
Well, all
But it
right.
was good. It was a good play.
And look, for some reason, I missed all of that. But at any rate, Nick explained it to me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right." I missed all of that. But anyway, here we go. Thank you so much, Mr. Nick Brown. We're gonna go ahead and get started with some kudos, shout outs, and high fives. What are you doing in your business? This is that time to give yourself a pat on the back, give yourself some recognition. Do we have any kudos, shout outs, and high fives out there?
Yes. Hello.
Hey,
Yes.
Rose, we can hear
Today
you.
I spent about an hour and 10 minutes out there passing out my bus the bus tour flyers and telling people about the travel business or travel party this weekend. So I thank God for the little bit. Thank God for that much. I got hot and sweaty, so I had to come inside. And I've been still inviting people to the travel party. So that's the beginning.
All right, all right. Well, that's a great thing. Now, what you also want to do is ask people to kind of sign your mailing list. You have a sheet for them to sign that be added to your mailing list, and you have the name, their email, and their telephone number there. So by if you do that again, you're also collecting email addresses so that you can, and not everybody's going to give you their cell phone number, but at least you'll collect email address so you can actually begin growing your the number of people that you contact. So that's a great way to do it. I applaud you for your bus trip and passing out those flyers, but you want to get some information back as well. And so definitely ask people to join your mailing list to give you their information, and you can have the paper on a clipboard with a pen and just say, hey, would you like to join my mailing list? We do different trips and stuff. Maybe you'd like to go. And they'll give you their name and their email address. And some people will give you their cell phone, some people won't. But no matter what, that's a way to kind of grow your following as well. So it's if you're out there, try to get as much information as you possibly can. But kudos, that's awesome to be giving out those flyers, and definitely get some activity and do what you got to do to win. Awesome, awesome. Anybody else? Any kudos, shout outs, and high fives? What you got going on in your business?
Well, I would just like to say that we've been working really hard, and it seemed like I'm hoping it's going to come out good. We talked to one guy. Green did a presentation with one fella on Friday, uh, and no Thursday, and then Friday, and then we met with some others. I met with about was out shopping around, and I ran into about six people, and I've been calling them back. One was supposed to call me back. I called one and two, and they were on the job, so they couldn't talk. And I did call one, and she actually and was able to get her to look at the video, and she said she did look at it, and she liked it. About the sales because she was into sales. So when I called her back, she said she really asked her what did she like about it. She said she liked everything, but she specifically liked the about sales because she was into sales. And so she promised that she would get on the video with us on Tuesday night. So I'm hoping I'll have her on the Zoom on Tuesday night. I have another one that a couple of others that I got to get back with them because sometimes you call them, and like I said, they were on job at the time. That one was called in, told me to call, and then she was called in to work, so that I ran into that. And so I'm feeling good because at least I am following through, and and that's one of the things that when I get the names, I got to really get to follow up on what I'm doing. And so I feel really good about this because I'm gonna go back with these people that I didn't and follow up with them. The timing, some of them want you call them at a certain time and this kind of thing. So that's I feel really good about what I've been doing. And I need to put it on. I think I saw that sheet that you said sent out. I need to tracking that tracking sheet. I
That's
think the
right.
last one I
I,
saw. I
I
need,
was just gonna say, hey, it
yeah,
sounds like you might be the winner this week. So
yeah,
make
I
sure
gotta
you
pull
fill
it
out
up.
that sheet and put down your activity and send it to me because you may
Yeah,
win the challenge this week. And
okay,
so that's awesome. Way to go. Way to go. It looks like you're putting in the activity and you definitely follow up and
yeah,
you're tracking. You can
yeah,
tell, I met this
yeah,
person and you're
yeah, I wrote
tracking.
it down. Yeah,
So that's awesome. That's awesome. So definitely submit that sheet and keep tracking your
right,
activity. That's the end of the game. The follow up is the key.
right.
Anybody else? Congratulations,
Just
Miss
one other thing
Iantha.
I want to add, Miss Iantha, when Mr. Sam is doing a presentation with somebody, afterwards, definitely get one of us on for a three-way.
Right, right. Yeah. Well, in that one, the guy told him he wasn't well, not that he wasn't interested. He's a big time lawyer, and he said he handled his things well, a different way. And but he did say that he would share our information with others, some others, since he handles his stuff a different way. So he's in and out of Raleigh, from Raleigh to California to New York. Well, his frat brother. Yeah, but
I
I got
understand
what
it
you
could
said.
be.
I understand what you said, though, Nick. Get one of you on the phone to talk to
Well,
him.
he could have an executive assistant that does his travel, especially if he's an
Yeah, that's what he
attorney,
said.
or
Yeah,
they actually have like a travel like an American Express, like they are part of an
yeah,
American
yeah,
Express club that
yeah.
handles their travel as well.
That, yeah, he
And
said he
so,
had somebody that something like that to handle. That's what Gray was sharing back with me. See, I'm getting it secondhand.
absolutely, absolutely, awesome, awesome. Well, good job. Anybody else? Any kudos, shout outs, and high fives? Make sure you give yourself some recognition. Well, I want to
Well,
recognize
yeah.
Miss
Oh.
Miss Michelle Thomas, who was our last week our challenge winner, who actually did the work, and because she did the work, she has a whole lot of one-on-one schedule, and she's definitely she did an awesome presentation, and she's been doing presentations more consistently, not just on Wednesday nights, but she's
On the
been doing those
101.
presentations as well. So, Michelle, I didn't want to steal your thunder. Congratulations for being last week's winner. I know I owe you $5. But hey, I want to give you kudos, shout outs, and high fives. Everybody, please stop and give her a hand because she's truly, truly, truly doing the income producing activities. So, way to go, Michelle. The floor is yours.
Oh, thank you so much. You just have to demonstrate and document. And it pushes you, I tell you, because when you look at that sheet and you're like, oh my goodness, what have I done? It's all about documenting and you can't, what does it say? You can't measure what you don't document or something like that. But anyway, thank you so much for presenting that challenge. I appreciate it. So I want to give kudos back to you because I attended the weekly meeting last week where Jeannie Sharpley was the presenter coming all the way from Richmond, and I tell you, the executives really showed up and showed out. And so did our director, Ann. She made an appearance last week, and I was so glad to see her and Nick. But it was great, and we celebrated. We had some extra goodies, and we gave them flowers because it was oh yeah, Mother's Day. It was before Mother's Day weekend, so we had a really good time. And oh my God, her presentation was really phenomenal, and it was a learning experience, a coachable moment, listening to all the nuggets that she touched on in that presentation. I also met a new person last week, and a young guy, 18. He watched a video 100%. He was excited about what he saw and what he wants to do. He really wants to do something different because he's working at KFC. I met him, and he really had the right mindset for everything. I got him on a one-on-one webinar that watched as well, but I did it via Zoom with him on Friday, and he was pumped. He was psyched, and he said he wanted to get started, but he's ghosted me. Haven't heard back from him, not at all. And I digressed and gave Nick his number and everything, and he wasn't able to contact him either. So hey, we'll see. Maybe he'll reach back out and contact me. I don't know. But anyway, it was an experience, so I'm still not leaving that alone. And I made several calls today for invites for the meeting and the webinar tonight, the Zoom. And I got three or four pending appointments for some people to look at the opportunity. Very promising for a one-on-one travel party on Sunday, possibly. So we'll see. So I'm excited.
All
I
right, all
love
right.
talking to people, or just talking, period, if you can't tell.
Well,
So
awesome.
anyway, keeping it moving.
Awesome, awesome. Great activity. That's the way to go. And hey, Mr. Keyshawn, hopefully he just maybe got a temporary setback and he'll be calling you and getting started as well. Cause I can't imagine him being so excited. But he might just ran into somebody who's took his excitement. But that's
Exactly.
okay. And
Exactly.
I
Yep.
can't imagine that. So sometimes you just need to kind of take a step back. But I'm pretty sure he'll be calling you in the very near future. Anybody else? Any kudos, shout outs, and high fives? Good job, Miss Michelle Thomas. Anybody else? Oh, also, Miss Janice, Miss Michelle, and Ann Brown. Hey, we're sorority sisters.
Oh, nice.
Yes, yes,
All
yes.
right now, Sarah. All right.
Hi,
All
sorry.
right.
All right. Any more kudos, shout outs, and high fives? Well, I want to give them
One more,
kudos.
one more. Forgot
Okay.
them and I went out today. They had a presentation on ambulance insurance. So we got a chance to pass out some cards. Nobody want to give up their numbers, but we just like what's his name, Charles Nicholson went to that timeshare thing. We went to insurance thing. We didn't sign up for anything, but we at least we exposed the business a little bit. Right, Thelma? Right. And Thelma's on the phone. Her internet went out, so she's listening.
All right, all right. Well, good job. Good job. I never heard of a ambulance insurance. But hey, I guess there's all kinds of insurance. So okay, awesome. That's phenomenal. That's great. And hey, if you give you an opportunity to meet some people and give out your business cards, then that's what it's all about. You got to always be closing, always be talking to people because nobody knows that you're in business if you don't tell them. So that's great. That is
So,
awesome.
Ann, can I have seconds? I'm sorry.
Sure.
All right, speaking of that, she just reminded me when I was at Enterprise yesterday taking care of my rental car, I did meet three new people. They were three of the reps, the agents there at Enterprise, and one of them was a soror, young girl, Kelly. So I was there until closing, but I gave these three people my card, but because of the time frame and everything, the crunch, I didn't get their information. The young guy, when I gave him my Vortex card, he was like, "Oh, wow. Oh yeah, I want some savings. I want some savings." I said, "Text me right now. Give me your number." But he hadn't texted me yet, but I know where they work. I'll connect with them again when I take the car back. So anyway, there we go. Three
All right
new
now.
exposures. Yeah, I forgot about them.
Congratulations. Awesome. Awesome. That's awesome. All right. All right. Well, hey, did we have any more kudos, shout outs, and high five? All right. Well, Nick Brown, did you have any announcements?
Only announcement I have is that we, excuse me, want those people who haven't registered yet to register for a convention and as soon as possible. And we want to thank our team for having us be in the top 5 of directors who have the most team members who are registered for convention. So thank you all. We really appreciate that. You helped to put us in the top 5 of directors.
That's right. That's right. On the director's call, they were like Nick and Ed Brown. We were like, what? so so we want to thank the team for registering. And if you haven't registered, hey, go ahead and get registered and go ahead and get your room. Don't wait until the last minute. Don't go ahead and get your accommodations. Go ahead and get your flight. Do not wait till the last minute because they will go up. Y'all know Puerto Rico is no joke. So it is in the US, but you don't need a passport, but go on and get your accommodations. And they do not have a hotel block of rooms. So they're allowing you to do whatever. So this is a great time if you want to get together and well, they're not suggesting an Airbnb, but if you want to get together and kind of book your accommodations or make your accommodations, this is an opportunity to do so. So with that being said, Nick Brown, so on Thursday, tomorrow night, we have our weekly meeting in the DMV. We'd love for you to come out. It's going to be awesome. Our guest speaker, our guest presenter will be none other than national builder Brenda Harding. And it's going to be, she always does a good job. You know, she wears those red bottom shoes, and she's positioned to be the next director in the DMV. So I suggest if you can come out, please come out. It's going to be, it's always nice, and bring a guest as well. And we need your energy. We need your face in the place. We need you. If you don't need the meeting needs you. So I encourage you to come out. And also remember, we're sending out the weekly newsletter. So there's something happening almost every day of the week, but there's nothing more important than your own travel party, sitting around at your kitchen table, talking to a friend or family member and telling them about your business. There's nothing more important than that. So we encourage everybody on this line to schedule your travel party. Just coffee, serve some coffee and donuts or chips and dip, and just invite people. If you need us to do the presentation, hey, just get us online. And either if you're in the DMV, we can be there. If not, just get us on Zoom and we can talk to your guests via Zoom. But you want to be face to face, because that's when they are writing notes and they're paying attention. So you want to have them right at Starbucks, right in front of you, even if you have to go to their home. So be a professional of establishing one-on-ones. One-on-ones are most effective. One-on-ones are the most effective. Don't worry about getting a whole bunch of people. Get one person, schedule it with them, sit down with them, do the presentation, find out what they like best. But definitely just one-on-one, invite them over for coffee. Go over to their house and say, I need to speak with you, or go over to their office and sit down with them. So definitely master the one-on-ones. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a conversation with Jock Johnson during our directors meeting, and we were saying that we were just talking about, some of the things that he does, and he says, he just said, and sometimes I don't do the presentation. I just know the person, and I know what they need, I know what they want, and I just speak to that. And he said a lot of people on my team haven't even seen a presentation, and I was like, wow. That's amazing. So then I'm like, well, what are they duplicating? And so it was just a very, very interesting conversation. But he was like, I am so excited. He said, most people are joining our team because of my excitement and things that we're doing. And he said, we're so excited. And he said, I pour into them. And he said, so a lot of people, and Dr. Coakley said the same thing. He said, a lot of the people that, especially when you start talking to other network marketers, they don't necessarily need to see the presentation. They just need to see that it's real, that is happening, that is documented. And he says, so just speak from the heart and start talking to people. But some people do want to see an entire presentation. But he said, but some people that and they need this, they don't need a presentation. They need to know that it's actually working. It's something that works, and that you're going to be there, and they need to know your heart. So I encourage you to think about that with your friends and family, that, maybe just have a conversation with them and give your testimony. That might be what they need to know more than a presentation. Now, some people are fall personalities. They need to know all of the information. They're going to go to the website and do research. They're going to ask you 11,000 questions. And if that's that personality, then of course you need to expect that. But just know that some people are capable of making a decision without necessarily seeing a presentation. So don't get hung up on that. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to some and present to others our featured presenter this evening. We call him the Travel King, and I hope you got your pen and paper ready, because whenever he presents, he always gives us something that we can use. This gentleman knows the travel business. He loves to have fun, loves helping people, and he definitely has created all kinds of success in this business. I'm telling you, he earns 6 figures in travel in this business. And let me tell you, he's not playing. He is not playing. So with that, with no further ado, I want to introduce to some and present to others our featured trainer for this evening, Mr. Vincent Peden. Vince, take it away.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Wednesday. Thank you, directors Nick and Ann Brown, everybody who introduced themselves as well as contribute to the call thus far. Travel training this week is not going to be that long. It's going to be a little interactive, so I do want to get some feedback prior to my time is up. Um, I was going to talk about something else, but then I attended. I don't know if anybody else had the opportunity. On yesterday, Trav Manatee hosted the Travel Tuesday with Spoil Agents. If you did not get a chance to check that out, I highly recommend you to do so. Um, 1 second. Just want to log back in. I was logged in and it logged me out.
I believe our new partner, Miss Janice Will Robinson, was on that training last night.
Oh yeah, so I know she is excited about what that looks like going forward. Um, so more importantly, what I want to talk about tonight is a little bit about the trend. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I do want everyone to get into your back office, go to the recording. I talked about spoil agents before. This is one of the websites that I've been a part of, I know since before COVID. Um, they do send quite a bit of emails, but the purpose of spoil agents is to support travel agents and travel advisors, and with certain things. They are pretty much the go-between between the hotels and vendors and the agents. And what spoilagent.com presents is the opportunity for you to find those discounted trips that's only available for travel agents. It also provides you information on incentive programs that are available only to the travel agents as well. And incentive programs are scenarios where you still will book your clients in any of the booking engines, if it's VAX, price agencies, whatever the case may be. You still will earn the same amount of commission you can with that booking. However, there is other opportunities where you can earn cash or credits when you register those bookings directly with spoil agents and some of the incentive programs. And how does that look in terms of how that's beneficial? Places like the Ryu, the Royalton, the Hyatt brands all have a rewards program that anytime you have a client that stays at one of these properties, you then can go to their incentive program, put that information in, similar to what you do on your commission claims form with Trav Manatee, and you also have the opportunity to earn additional benefits. Um, I'll give you an example with the Royalton. For years, if anybody knows me, the Royalton properties was my go-to. I've probably booked it all of the Royalton properties worldwide, with the exceptions of two properties in Grenada and one other location. However, I will be able to make the commissions directly through the vendor, get the commission paid out through Trav Manatee, get that check. Then I go into the Royaltons rewards program and I enter all of those reservations and earn. They sent me a Visa card, and believe it or not, over the years, I know if I added it all up over the last 10 years, easily another $3,000 to $4,000 in terms of incentive breaks. So that's based off of weddings, families, going to the resort. Anytime I booked a Royalton, and for years, I only booked Royaltons probably for a good 2 to 3 years straight. So that's one of the incentive programs. The Ryu is another property that I typically use as well. They have a program where you just enter in the reservations, you earn points or credits, but those credits can be used for your own vacations in terms of being able to go to these resorts for free. So those are just two incentive programs I'm familiar with, but there are tons of more. All of that stuff is listed on the Spoil Agents. I keep saying agents, but it's spoilagent.com. It's listed on their website. And on that website, like I said, it also gives you what we call fam trips, or we call them fam trips. That's the official word for them. But there's like a site visit where you have the opportunity to visit some of the properties at a discounted price and learn more about the properties. They also have on the website where it's not official fam trip. It's just discounted prices that is offered to travel agents. They will give you all of the information based on the resort. On some of the requests, you will have to email or contact an email address for the resort directly. Some of them, it's a code that you would just go to the normal website, and under the promo code, you will list a promo code to get that discounted rate. And the purpose of Spoil Agent is really just to support the efforts that we're already doing. If you don't use the services, that's fine. You're still going to make the commission. You're still going to build your clientele. However, there's always something left on the table. You want to take advantage of every opportunity. The training on yesterday took about it was about a 45 minutes to 50-minute call, but someone from Spoil Agent did the majority of the presentation. And then I forgot the lady's name from Trav Manatee. She did field some questions that came up in the chat as well. So definitely get into your back office, go to the recordings in Trav Manatee's back office, go to the recordings and check that out so you can take advantage of some possible trips at a discount, but also making sure that once you do the work, you also get all of the benefits that's associated with this business. All right, so that was that part. The other part of this is my training today is just going to be just a open forum of I am now looking for some topics to discuss. I want to be challenged, but also don't challenge me too much. But if it's some things that you want to hear more about on the travel side, please let me know. You can drop it in the chat. You can let Ann know, let me know, my phone number, text me, whatever the case may be. I've asked this request years ago and got some great, great topics. We can recycle some older topics, but I'm sure as the industry changes, there are always things that you might be curious about that if I don't know, I will take the opportunity to do the research because I also want to learn as well. So if there are some topics, you can definitely unmute yourself. We can scream them out. I'll try to jot them down. You can drop it in the chat. Or if you think of something, let myself know or one of our leaders know or Nick and Ann Brown. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Travel news. If you haven't heard already, Spirit Airlines is no more. Um, People are becoming creative of trying to commit suicide by running across runways in other states. So that was another news break this week. Unfortunately, that scenario could have turned out really, really bad. But that Frontier airline, it's been official that the person did climb over the fence intentionally and pretty much timed himself. I don't know what he was trying to achieve, but yeah, once the plane gets to about 100 and something miles per hour, the engines is like a suction cup and picked up him, unfortunately, but they are trying to rule it as a suicide attempt versus an accident. But nevertheless, um, condolences to his family. I'm just glad that everybody that was on that flight was able to deboard the plane, no major injuries, and able to actually, luckily enough, believe it or not, they were able to still get out that same night supposedly. But that came out last week, and then the Spirit Airlines, which I kind of mentioned this before on the call, we kind of knew this was coming. And there was a scramble to get all of those folks to their destinations and back home, and that is now resolved. There will not be a comeback of Spirit Airlines. It will more than likely be another airline taking it over with a different name, or they are going to liquidate all of those airlines, all of those planes that they do have. Spirit Airlines has the same flights or same manufacturers of planes for Southwest, Frontier, and Delta. So I think they are going to try to pick up some of those planes, the newer planes from Spirit, as well as possibly add some more routes to some of those airlines as well. The other thing that came up with Southwest is, if you wasn't aware, the baggage fees for Southwest went up in April. So now it's $45 for the first bag and $55 for the second. So if you're checking two bags, or if your clients are checking two bags with Southwest and you're not using a Southwest credit card, or you're not an A-list or A-list preferred member, you will be paying 45 for the first bag and 55 for the second. That is now $200 in bag fees, and that does not include any changes you do to your seat. If we talked about before as well, Southwest last year, the investment group that owned Southwest made a point, came straight out and said it. They was going to turn a major profit with Southwest and challenge the market. And boy, did they come with a vengeance. So within 12 months, they have introduced the seat charges. The bag fees has gone up since January by $10. And then if you looked at some of the fares to some destinations are even more expensive as well. The gas cost right now is starting to affect some of your flights across the board. We don't really see it in terms of a drastic jump, but when you start looking at that $15 to $18 on every flight, that is where it's really, catching up for people. And as the gas prices go back down, they're not going to reduce the prices on them flights. They're going to take advantage of every opportunity to make a profit. If you can encourage your customers to book early and then look to see if the flight does decrease, that is my suggestion, because trending right now is that flights typically aren't going down to high capacity or very frequent destinations. So things in the Caribbean, Atlanta, and things like that, those plane tickets are typically going up before they go down. The other thing you always got to remember, if your final destination or your layover is in any major hub or city, the odds that that flight goes down is slim to none. So if you're going from BWI to Destin, Florida, which is outside of the Tampa area, yeah, those flights might reduce. But if you're going from BWI to Atlanta, Atlanta is still the hub for the entire United States. Those plane tickets typically will not go down, and buying them at the best rate that you can find is always a good idea. Two tricks of trade, and I'm going to shut up. When you buy your plane tickets, always look at the total cost, and you always want to factor in what the cost is for your bags or your client bags, and letting them know how that process works. Because even with Southwest, if you are traveling for a long period of time and you need two check bags, you need to add $200 to the fare. But the other thing is that you can also look at getting at one-way tickets with different airlines. I've done success with this before. I fly out with American to Miami, but I come back home on Southwest. I've also done JetBlue to, what was that, to New Orleans, and then I came back on, I forgot what airline. But you can look at different opportunities. We also are in a point in time where, even though we consider ourselves to be travel professionals, and some of us red bottoms, bougie, and sophisticated people, those layovers sometimes prices is now starting to be worth that 2 hour stop. Where before it was like, oh no, I'm not doing a layover. But sometimes those layover opportunities can save you or your clients hundreds of dollars in terms of the alternative, because the nonstop flights are very limited, and because they are limited, the prices are typically much higher than the others. So those are my nuggets right now for all the NFL fans and non-NFL fans, but I'm speaking to all of the travel professionals on this call. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m., the NFL will be announcing the entire schedule for the football season. This is the opportunity to get in front of your clients, booking trips to major cities for a weekend where a husband and wife, a fellas trip, women love football as well. there are great opportunities to kind of combine opportunity to make a trip for the weekend strictly by using VAX, where you're using a hotel and flight option, where you can be able to send people to any one of the domestic locations of a football game weekend, and they don't have to go to the game. They just might want to be in the city. But all of the NFL teams are in major cities in the United States. There are also 9 international games. There are, I think it's 4 in London, 1 in Paris, 1 in Mexico City, 1 in Australia, and 1 in Germany. So if you're probably going to start getting some of those emails, text messages starting tomorrow and through the weekend of your clients asking about the international NFL games as well as some of the domestic games as well. And if you don't know, go Packers, the Green Bay Packers, NFL, Super Bowl this season. Go Pack Go. That's all that I have for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, spoil your agents and definitely please provide some topics for future calls. Turning it over back to you, Miss Ann Brown.
You must be over there eating that Wisconsin cheese. Talking about go.
All right, all right, all right. So for
I got
those
a
of us who
question.
don't follow, okay, go ahead, Nick Brown.
Do you think Frontier is gonna follow suit, or they pretty much stable?
I they do have some financial right now. They are in a point where they want to capitalize on the spirit market that is now vacant. And then they want to probably present themselves in a way where they could be possibly bought out by one of the other big boys. There is a
Mhm.
rumor going around that those big airlines, the Delta, American, and United of the world, which is the top 3 here in the United States, are looking to try to see how they can corner the market. They've been trying to buy United for years, and it just keep getting blocked, or they just can't come up with an understanding. But no, I think Frontier will last, but there's other airlines out there. We just not in the markets for them. Play, Breeze, or no, Play is they bankrupt too, but Breeze is another one. Um, I had a bad
Isn't that
experience
the
with
one
Play.
you got caught on?
Yeah, that's the one I had a bad experience on, was Play, stuck in Ireland back in September. At the gate, they filed bankruptcy literally 28 minutes before my departure.
Wow.
Yeah, stuck in there for a whole nother day. Had to spend 3 times the amount of money to get there. The plane ticket was $670 all in. The round trip from what was that, BWI to Ireland for the NFL game last year. I paid 13 and some change to get home one way. They literally went bankrupt as I checked my bags, boarding pass in hand, at the gate. They probably line up to go on the plane and literally filed for bankruptcy. And once any of the airlines file for bankruptcy under TSA rules, everything stops. They can't take off, they can't touch luggage. Everybody is no longer allowed on the property. They all had to get escorted by security off the property at the airport in Ireland, and it was pandemonium. And it was crazy. But yes, I think to answer your question again, Nick. No, I think Frontier has the ability to withstand only because they had a smaller market in Spirit, and I think the opportunity to be the lowest price airline with good customer service and a good reputation, they could withstand and be the new Southwest, to be honest with you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Well, you were saying that the NFL schedule is being announced tomorrow. For those of us who don't know about that, is that on the radio? It's on the T. It's like a TV thing. You just get online. How do you know?
Tomorrow at 7:03, it will be anywhere and everywhere. So they released the schedule on a big programming on NFL Network, ESPN. However, once the schedule comes out at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it'll be on every Google site, AI, CNN. Everybody will have the full schedule. All of the football teams then do posts on social media announcing their schedule as well. So it won't be hard to find, but that does start officially at 7 p.m. And again, it's not even at 7:01, it's out. It's literally at 7 p.m. they release it to a press release with all of the numbers. I mean, all of the schedules and dates.
All right, good. That's
Uh,
good to know. That's good to know. Any issues, questions, comments or concerns?
I have a question. What is VAX? You mentioned VAX. What is that?
Vast Vacation Access is one of our vendors. And
Mhm.
actually, when after you take your first class training, you will get access to that. And it is a vendor that allows you to another vendor that allows you to actually put trips together, actually make payment plans with
Okay.
with your clients, and in other it gives you access to at yeah, when I say put it together, kind of bundle your flight and your hotel and everything, even a car rental, all on and present it all on one invoice. Where a lot of vendors you can't do that. You have to just have the hotel or the car rental, but Vax allows you to bundle it. But you'll learn more about
Okay.
that once
Thank
you
you.
take your first class training and you get access. You'll learn a whole lot more about Vax.
So I just want to make sure I'm taking the right classes because I'm just getting started. It's so much. I'm just this that's in the back office because I took
That
one
first
class.
class training is what I showed you in the orientation. After our orientation, you had three things. You had the welcome training, then you had the first
Mhm.
class training, which is in the back office, and the third thing was the cycle of success document. Those are the three things that you should be reviewing.
Okay. Um, I I have the cycle of success. I did have that one. The first class training, is it what is it called? What is it entitled?
It's
I want to
Trap
make sure I'm
Manatee
fine.
first class training.
Okay, thank you.
If you want me, I can show you where it is again, but we actually went through it. But I can show you where those seven, remember I said it was a series of videos and stuff,
Yes.
but
Oh,
I can
thank you. I
get,
remember now. I'll go back to those. That's what I
okay.
okay.
Okay, it's in your Trav Manatee back office. When you log into your Surge 365 back office, go to your Trav Manatee back office, and it's one of those icons that says first class training.
Got it. Okay, you did show me that. Okay, I know now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Any other issues, questions, comments, or concerns?
I do have something else. In reference to the spoiled agents, I didn't mention this as well.
Because he
This
said,
is new to me. I just learned this yesterday. They have a link under spoiled agents for webinars. Um, Spoiled Agents does about at least 3 or 4 a week. They're typically in the middle of the day, but there are tons of webinars that you can find in the back office, not in the back office, at the Spoiled Agent website as well. So you just click on webinars, and they have all of the recorded webinars, and they let you know what's upcoming. Too many to review, so you need to pick those webinars based on things that you want to learn about. But a lot of them are vendor or hotel based properties, and you can hear about different things, especially if you want to become more knowledgeable about places possibly you've never been before. So that's the other perk of that Spoil Agent website.
Now, Vince, when we actually utilize spoiled agents, is that one of the vendors where we actually have to submit a commission claim form to get paid our commissions, or do they have a direct tie to Trav Manatee?
Sport Agents is not a booking engine. It is strictly just for information. So
Oh,
their
okay.
whole purpose is to just, share information about some of the perks for travel agents. So there's no booking, there's no client facing. It's strictly just for travel professionals to be able to have one place to find out about different properties and some of the perks that we have as agents. So no commission associated with it, no nothing for a client. You just have to be a travel agent. You just go and sign up for it, really.
And
Okay, so
also you get to log your bookings in order to get your rewards.
oh, okay. Yeah, because
Yes.
I
Yeah,
thought
that
that
part.
okay. So it's like a separate, so you log in your rewards on spoiled agents. They don't automatically transfer from Trav Manatee.
Absolutely not. Yeah. So if you don't, And every vendor has different rules. Some properties allow you up to a year to put in your bookings, some only 30 days. Like AIC Group, they give you 30 days to do everything. After that, you're just short. But yes, it's just literally just click on the link. It'll tell you the property name, and it will give you all of the information on what you can earn and how you can earn. A lot of it is not even entered into Spoil Agents. It's just giving you the links where you can go directly to that particular property to be able to enter in your bookings.
Okay. All right. All
Yeah,
right.
you spell it.
Lori has a question. Her hand's raised. You got the floor.
Thank you. So in VAX, no, not VAX, in the back office, when we are submitting the commissions, when you hit a certain option that says, did you get a quote from a program? If it's yes, it cuts you off right there. It doesn't let you go any further. If it's no, then you move forward and put in your information. But what are you doing when it's no? Like when you are getting a booking with a group and it's not through VAX, are you just giving them your numbers, your totals, you're getting your commission from them directly? It's not going through the
If,
program?
if you're booking through VAX, the first question is, did you receive a travel agent rate for the booking?
Yeah.
That's the
That
first
question.
question. It's a yes or no. If
Mhm.
it's a yes, then you can't get commission on a discounted rate. So uh anytime you're doing a commission claim form, you should always be hitting no because you're entering in a booking that you already completed in VAX or price agencies that you are wanting to get the money that you earned already. So that first question is always going to be no. If you hit yes, then there is nowhere to move forward because you got a room at $100 a night and there is no commission associated with it.
Okay.
To me personally, I think they just need to get rid of the question altogether. But yes, that's that first question. Anytime you do anything through a third party vendor, typically we use VAX and we are starting to use price agencies. You will enter in that commission claim form. And when they ask you that first question, you would say no because you didn't get a travel agent rate. It's not a travel, it's meaning the question is really for if it was for you versus someone else. That's really what the question should have been. But
Okay.
so you hit no, and you are then able to enter in the confirmation number, the client's name, the vendor, and the cost and everything
You
associated.
spelling that
If
word.
you book directly through, i.e., a cruise line, directly room block with a hotel, you still would have to go in and put in those commission claim forms if those funds were sent directly to Trav Manatee. And 98% of the time, they are. So if that's the case, like you have a cruise, you still have to go in and put every confirmation in one by one into that commission claim form to be able to receive the funds through Trav Manatee. Hope that answered the question.
It did. It's almost like what is the scenario that you would hit the option? And
I haven't figured out that answer yet, Lori, and it's been that on that form for since we had to stop doing the paper form. But I think there are times where I don't know because like you said, that's really what it's asking you. Did you basically get a discounted rate for yourself? And if so, there was no commission associated with it anyway.
right.
So
Okay.
it always should be.
I think the point is that a lot of people were wasting our corporate office time with having people having the corporate office looking for commissions when it was a travel agent rate. So I think that was the first thing. Like, okay, if this was a travel agent rate, you didn't get a commission. You if it's a travel agent rate, you got the benefit of the discount and you didn't get a commission. Just recently, someone called me and said, "Oh, I I booked something. I booked a hotel room and it was cheaper than the price that we saw on our membership. Can I submit this and get 150% of my travel credits?" And so as I started speaking, I said, "Oh yeah, of course." And I said, "Well, where did you find it? What? Oh, another website." And I said, "Oh, well, which website was it? Expedia, Priceline, Travelocity?" "Oh no, it's a military website." I said, "Okay." And I said, "So did you use your military discount?" And the person said yes. And I said, "Well, that's not apples to apples. You can't compare a military rate to a commercial rate. That's and then try to turn it in." I said that it's not apples to apples. If you had gone to Expedia and they had a better price, then of course that's apples, the same date, the same hotel. That's apples to apples. But I said, a commercial, we're commercial, and we can't compete with a government rate or a military rate, our military discount. And she was like, "Oh, okay." So it really is, I think, just sometimes we really don't think about what we're asking. So I think that's why that question was right there. Okay, to make us think, okay, if you already got a travel agent rate, then no, you're not going to get a commission. That's why it brings you back out. So I just think it's time saving, and also to help us think about, okay, if you got a discount, no, you're not going to get a commission as well. It just doesn't work that way.
Thank you. I do have another question.
Yep.
For the cruises, when you have your room booking commission, but then you also get additional commission on excursions and stuff, should you wait until all of that has been completed before you submit the commission request so that you give them the final number, or will they give you the funds based on the numbers that they receive based on the booking that you've provided to them?
I can only answer from a Virgin Cruise Line standpoint. And I think Virgin's the only one that does commission on everything across the board. So yeah, Laura, you can't put that in until everything is closed out and locked in. Um, Unfortunately, yeah, that's the best way because they don't separate the funds when it's sent over. It's all one lump sum check, all coming from all of everything that you've done. The good thing with Virgin is they are going to send you an invoice that's going to break it down for your own records once it's closed out. And I think that's typically 2 days before departure. It's very last minute. But the other thing that I've learned with Virgin is that they're really good with getting things done because you're pretty much paying for the cruise, what, 60 days, 90 days before departure. They were able to tell me everything, and it was like a rolling number. So I had the commission that I earned for the cabins, which is locked in, and then the number just kept going up because Virgin is one of the cruise lines that will give you 10% on what people put in their bar tab, what excursions they select, and everything that they purchase for the cruise through the app goes towards the travel agent. So that's how you can earn those extra funds, and that's one of the perks for the travel agents with Virgin. But yeah, I would say wait, and then if you are getting a commission from uh, a hotel in terms of the one night on the front end or on the back end, that should be a separate contract anyway. You would then have to go in and put those in as well. So even though it might be time consuming, but I think when that 15 to 20,000 hit your bank account, I think it'll be well worth it.
I wish. Um, thank you. One more question with that. If they're going to send me an invoice with all this information, am I able to submit to the back office just the one invoice, or do I have to go through and put in every?
We can talk
I might have
offline.
asked you about that before,
Um,
but
yeah, I didn't want to put 80 cabins in the back office
well,
in the
I don't have
commission
80
claim form either.
cabins. I
So I
wish.
did two, and after I did two, I said I'm not doing this because I had to type everybody's name in individually. I was able to get approval to be able to submit the spreadsheet in the format that they requested, and because again, Virgin they just sent $50,000 to Trav, and I was like, I don't care what y'all do with the money, but I want my 42. So it is a possibility, but it does require approval. Um, I think I forgot who approved it for me, but it's possible. Yes, to answer your
Okay.
question.
And who do we get to clean up our commission list? Because I have old commissions that are sitting out there. Now, I might have put it in wrong, and then I had to put it in again. And so,
You can put a ticket in, but yeah, if you look at mine, you would think that I have stuff because sometimes I used to put things in before people make the final payment because I always forget. And then if they don't make the payment, they get the credit. It just sits there. There's no way to delete it.
okay,
But I would say submit a ticket to Trav Manatee, ask them, and then report back to us if that's possible. I know I have probably over 50 pending on mine, a minimum. And
okay,
they probably kept the money, but that's a whole different story.
okay. Thank you.
Now, I just want to add that it's been my experience with Carnival. There's once you put that reservation number in there, any commissions that are connected to that reservation number, if they made a if they did an excursion, because I have had issues where I didn't know that they actually did added an excursion, and I
Mhm.
got paid the commission anyway. So it's been my experience that you don't necessarily have to include the excursion. It's always good, but I think it's been my experience that they track back to that number, and that's always a pleasant surprise when you get some extra commission.
Mhm.
But it's just been my experience that you didn't necessarily have to put that in. What the most important thing was making sure you put that booking number in there, and whatever's connected to that booking number, any commissions would transfer to you.
That's what I was hopeful will happen. But then I was like, well, you put the amount in, and then I'm thinking Trav Manatee is going to be like, well, that's not the amount that she put in, so she only going to get this
No,
number.
do you know how many people make mistakes? They don't,
Mhm.
they just like looking for something around that number. They was like, oh, they looking for 42, but it's really 62. It's probably a typo. So I don't think they hold. I know, in fact, I know because I've made that mistake. They don't hold you
Mhm.
to that number.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. I think they're just trying to figure out what they're looking for. They use that as a guide. But if you have that, I think if you have your booking ID number on there, if you have that correct, then that gives them something to go on, and they can just pull from that.
Okay. Well, the
And,
booking number
and
weirdly only had didn't have enough numbers, and so I added a zero, and then it went through. So we'll see if that all works out. But
Oh yeah, let's see. Let us know
yeah.
how that works out.
And the other thing, Lori, is submit the ticket and ask them what's the best way. Explain them the scenario. You have this cruise coming up with, 25 cabins. So you just let them know, hey, I have a Virgin cruise with 25 cabins. The estimated amount of the commission is as follows. What's the best way for me to be able to get the commission paid out for it? And they might tell you it's more work for them to do 25 individual, and they might want to do it
Exactly.
a different way. But yeah, I would say put the ticket in, they'll respond back.
Okay.
That's a good
Cool.
Uh,
idea.
I like to ask Vincent,
Yep.
the hearing for clarity, my hearing. How are you spelling that word you kept using? Spoil,
Oh, spoiled. So
spoil.
spoiled.
Okay,
So S is www.spoiled
okay. That's what I
agent.
thought you were saying. Okay,
Yeah, it's spoiled agent. It's not an S at the end. So
okay,
you put the S, it's gonna come to this weird website. Don't
okay,
click on it. So spoiledagent.com.
okay,
There's a registration link on that page. You don't have to submit nothing to Trav Manatee. It will
okay,
get your approval. Yep.
okay. I thought that's
And
what you were
and
saying, but I wasn't
and I
sure.
think they're listed as a vendor in our back office as well.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Vincent, is Frontier still charging all those extra fees when you get on the flights?
Yeah, yeah. Somebody gotta pay the rent. So yeah, they're gonna charge as much as they can. The thing with Frontier is that they do have bundles that sometimes can work out in your benefit. But I always tell people if you are in a city that services Frontier, it's it's the same plane that Southwest used, so it ain't like they flying on butterflies and birds. It's the same plane, but the only difference you want to do is you want to look at what your total end price may be. So
Right.
Frontier was similar to Spirit, where they introduced those bundles to say, "Hey, we can add in your two bags, a carry-on, your boarding ticket for $100 versus buying everything individual." So yeah, they do charge for pretty much a lot, and they probably will keep that model probably until the end of the year. I'm hoping that they are going to try to take Southwest model and build, but what do I know?
Right.
In terms of the Southwest model of going to free bags to see how they can corner the market with a real low price option. So I did hear that in a USA Today article last week that Frontier is looking to change some of their policies to try to capitalize on Southwest getting out of the free bag market, as well as Spirit, which was Frontier's biggest competitor, them being out the way. So, but these people greedy, so they're gonna find a way to make money every chance they get.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
All right. Any more? The floor is open. Any more issues, questions, comments, or concerns? I'm loving this. I'm loving this conversation this evening. Y'all came prepared. Y'all came ready.
I just wanted to make a comment, and that you had posted about Jeannie's travel training that she did, and you posted the recording and everything. I haven't listened to it yet, but I just wanted to mention it since you had posted it.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I did get that from Ambassador Jeannie Sharpless. She said it was a very, 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 I haven't listened to it either, honestly, but she said it was a very good call. She's getting some great, great reviews from it. And she shared it on our directors meeting and said if anybody wanted it for their teams to definitely let her know. So of course I got it for ours. So definitely listen to it and take copious notes because it's definitely it should be information that you can use, information that you can implement immediately. Awesome. Any more issues, questions, comments, or concerns?
Excuse me, I have a question regarding the convention. I guess I'm just still just learning everything. Is that required or what? Could you speak about that a little bit?
Oh, awesome. Yes, the convention is our annual, it's the biggest event of the year. This year is going to be in Puerto Rico. Hey, and it's an opportunity to be on the cusp of getting the information, everything that's being rolled out. It's the opportunity to meet the leaders in the company, to see the awards, to actually feel the energy, to get some training and various aspects of our company, and just really feel the pulse and the culture of our company. We cannot say that it is mandatory, but it is mandatory for your success. Those people who actually achieve success in this company don't miss convention. And so we encourage you to come because it's an opportunity to learn, to grow, develop, and also build those relationships that are very, very important to your success in this business. Does everybody go? Absolutely not. However, you will find that the leaders and those leaders who are upwardly mobile tend to go to convention. And so definitely looking forward to seeing a lot of our leaders there this year, especially since it's in Puerto Rico, it's in the U.S. And want to commend those leaders. I think Miss Iantha and Mr. Sam were on that list, and also Michelle and Mike McDaniel were on that list. I know Yvonne Brown was on that list, and I forgot
Michelle Thomas is on that list.
Michelle Thomas was on that list, and
Well, not yet. I'm going to get registered.
I was going to say I didn't remember seeing her on that
but
list.
I will be there.
I'm sorry.
Trust and believe.
I'm sorry. Rose Bro and Miss Thelma. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. So we have quite a few people that were on that list. So you definitely want your name on the list. And and you can find the information in your back office. As soon as you open your back office, it should be a pop-up or a square right there in your back office. If you're saying convention 2026, if you click on it, all that information, that icon will open up and give you all the information about registration, where it's going to be, the dates, August 6th through the 8th. Is that right, Nick? 6th through the 8th?
Yes.
August 6th through the 8th. And so you definitely want to be there. It's always a remarkable experience. So I encourage everybody to go. I think Vincent, Nick and I, we went when there was Vince, you were there the year they did the Statue of Liberty, or were you there when they did the plane? Vince, which year were you there?
I was there with the plane, not the
You were
statue.
there
I
with the
missed the
plane.
statue.
Okay. Well, let me tell you,
That
it's
was the
always
first year.
a great production. So you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. All right, awesome.
That was a sight to behold.
That right there was amazing.
They were really launching out with the company. So imagine the replica of a 747. The video
Coming
started
across the
out.
stage.
The video started out preparing for launch, and you see this 747 rolling on the video, taxiing. All right, prepare for launch, prepare for launch. Then all of a sudden, you see the replica of the front end of a 747 come across the stage. And then from the other way, a cruise ship came out. And all the directors were dressed up like pilots.
Captains, pilots, yeah.
Like pilots.
It was amazing. It was amazing. So, at any rate, don't miss convention. Don't miss convention. Awesome. Thank you for asking that question. Anybody else? Any other issues, questions, comments, or concerns? This was an awesome call.
Yes. Are they gonna have a special night of color or what to wear for a certain night while we're on the convention? You know, all white or whatever color.
We will get back with you on that. That's in August, and it is May. We will give us a minute to think about it and figure out who's coming, and
Miss Rose, you've attended many a convention, and normally some way, somehow there's always a white party. So just make sure you pack your white.
Go ahead and pack your white. You know there's probably gonna be a white party. But other than that, we'll get back with you. We'll
They haven't put out the itinerary yet.
Yeah, especially if there's something coming from leadership. They haven't even really given us the they haven't given it to us yet, just in terms of the flow.
One thing we do know, that Thursday will be Trav Showcase all day.
Right. So that Thursday is you just wear Trav paraphernalia if you got a t-shirt or whatever. We do know that. But other than that, we haven't really gotten any guidance from leadership in terms of right now it's just get people registered. So let's all make sure we get registered. Awesome. Then we'll go into all of that. Awesome.
Thank you.
You're
welcome. Most people arrive the day before. Is that how, if it's the 6th, people get there on the 5th?
Yep.
If it's ends the 8th, people leave on the 8th or the 9th?
Some people leave on the 8th, some people leave on the 9th. It's totally up to
varies.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's totally up to what you want to do.
We're coming in that Tuesday, so we can have 2 days before we really get into
conference. Gotcha.
Just to enjoy Puerto, because we haven't been to Puerto Rico since we got married. That was 20 years ago.
Okay. All right.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. All right. Well, this has been a great and robust meeting call tonight. Great discussions. I'm going to open the floor again. Any more issues, questions, comments, or concerns?
And you all are flying into San Juan, Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah, that's the closest place to the convention. SJU is the airport code.
Yeah,
SJU. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And again, we want to stress, Puerto Rico, unless you are familiar with the area, you have somebody in Puerto Rico that you know, please do not book an Airbnb because you may end up in an area you are not supposed to be in. We were told, do not book an Airbnb unless you got a relative living in that area or you have a Puerto Rico sponsor.
Hey, all right then. Well, okay. So, with that being said, any more issues, questions, comments, or concerns? Loving this. Well, sorry this call is taking a little longer than our call generally does, but I think we discussed some things. You got some great information. And hey, make sure that you're plugging in on Wednesday nights because that's what we're here to do is share some information to help you better and answer your questions. So our team call is every Wednesday night, 9:30. Sometimes it's short, sometimes it's longer. It's totally up to you and with what we have to share. So with that being said, if all hearts and minds are clear, we're going to go ahead and end this call. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm about to go to bed. So if all hearts and minds are clear, we want to say thank y'all for joining us on the call. Y'all have a good night and God bless. And we look forward to seeing you. And yes, I do mean you at the top. At the very top, it's going to be the tip top because the bottom is much too crowded.
Okay.
Come on, y'all. Let's go do it. Y'all have a
Welcome,
good night.
welcome, Will Robinson. Welcome, Will
Thank
Robinson.
you. Thank you. Nice meeting everyone. Thank you.
Yes,
you.
Good
welcome,
meeting you
welcome.
too. Good meeting you too. Oh, and I wanted you to know, everybody, we've got, I know I said sorors, but we've got Divine Nine. We have Lori, who is a Delta Sigma Theta. Vincent is a Sigma. Lord, Omega Psi Phi. Nick Brown that's what I was thinking. Nick Brown is a Phi Beta Sigma. And Mr. Sam Green is like Kappa Alpha Psi. So we need some Sigma Gamma Rhos and we need some Zetas on the line.
I'm working on that.
There we go. So hey, we're gonna have everybody represented, all colors represented. So hey, here we go. We're gonna eventually have a Divine Nine cruise where all of us and our brothers and sisters are together, and our friends and family. So everybody will be invited.
And be
So
on the lookout for our DMV Serve Social coming soon.
there you
Yes,
go.
yes.
There you
Whoop,
go.
whoop.
All right.
I
All
just
right
want to
then.
ask one question. I just want to know is Janice going to be at the meeting tomorrow? Because she said she's in Bowie, right?
Janice is in
I'm
Bowie.
in Bowie. It starts at 7.
7:30. So we invite the executives and everyone to be there by 7:15. That's when the doors open. Yes, we start promptly at 7:30. So we'd love to have you, love to see you there representing Believe and Succeed Group. Yes, indeed.
All right. I have
Drop
another
right
meeting at
on.
6. I'm hoping I can get it wrapped up. Yes, I'm gonna do my
Okay.
best.
And you can register in advance or pay at the door.
I will
Yep.
send
Oh,
you,
okay.
I will text you the flyer. You should have gotten it, but just in case you didn't, I'll text you the flyer.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Thank you. Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, then. Y'all have a good night and God bless. Thank y'all for joining us on the
Thank
call
you.
tonight. And thank you for your
Absolutely.
participation and your questions and your comments. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night,
Thank you. Good night,
everyone. Good
everyone.
night.
Good night.